Hi there, Cosmic Family. My name is Yahlia in this incarnation, and today I wanted to explain differences between self-love and selfishness because I think this is something that is very confused in our society because we have bonded to each other from these wounds, these programations, and many times when we are really connecting to this love, that is something that is that we are emanating from the inside actually. I did a video months ago talking about this, and I am referring to self love as a construction because it takes so many decisions when you didn't know how to act from this place. And it's really a commitment with ourselves to connect with that energy. And I think that when we are healing and we are opening this path for ourselves, many people could perceive us as selfish, but paradoxically they see ourselves that way because they didn't work in that part of themselves. So it's really important to detect and to stay in a very deep contact with our own soul, to be honest with ourselves when we really are operating from these ego programations, or we are really acting from a place of love. So I think it's very important because I always talk about the inner work, or the spiritual labor, like I like to call it. And this is something that we have to put the energy, 24/7, because ego doesn't sleep. And to contact with joy and to contact with pleasure, and to have time for doing nothing, it's part of the spiritual labor too, because we are in an imbalance if we are always like in this state of doing the things and doing the work. And I think there are moments that we are in a process of more in a process of healing, and other moments that we can connect more with joy and pleasure, which is part of life too. So it doesn't matter which patterns brought us here. I think every time that we are trying to change our reality, well, it's going to take us energy and efforts to change the patterns inside of ourselves in order to modify reality. So I wanted to give examples just to explain this a little bit more, because I did a video that it is called Healthy Boundaries, and the behaviors that create a scarcity in our lives, that feeling that we don't deserve more. So I think it's very important in terms of self-love and selfishness, that giving in this place is very important. We all came here to give and receive, but the door to receive is to give. And I think the biggest lesson has to do with the fact that we many times give from a place of expectation. I'm going to explain this a little bit more. I mean, if I am doing something and I am giving something to someone, and that person doesn't say to me thank you, and I get so angry because of that, it is because I didn't do that from a place without expectation. So every time I'm trying to do something for someone in order for that person perceives me in a way, I mean, if I am doing this person won't be angry with me. If I am doing this person will accept me. Or if I am doing this person won't abandon me, or won't reject me, or will accept me. So many times we are operating from these places in which we are giving, trying to gain a benefit, and many times this is hidden from ourselves. It's an unconscious behavior. So that's why it's important to question ourselves and get in touch with our own soul, because the same action could be done from a place of love, or could be done from a operation of the ego, and the manifestation outside is going to show us the difference. So maybe that person is not showing thankful because we are doing this from a egoistical place with ourselves. Um, and I think at first, when we are trying to change these behaviors, this could be something that we are constantly questioning ourselves to understand from which place we are acting from. But then, like everything that we get on practice in our life is something that we could get to do more fluid. And other example is when I am saying no to something that I really think that is going to drain my energy. I am acting from a place of love, and other people could not perceive this way. And I think it's very important. I'm going to give another example about this because let's suppose that a friend of mine is asking me for doing a task, and I really feel I don't want to. And it's important, again, to be honest, because many times we don't want to do things because we are resistant to do it. And ego acts that way too. We could feel lazy, or we could feel that we don't want to, but that those actions are vital for our process. So this I don't want to comes from a place that I am very in touch with my soul, and my soul is telling me that this task or this thing, it's not aligned with my process right now, and that is going to drain my energy. So let's suppose that I am saying yes because I don't want my friend get angry with me, or I don't want to be rejected by my friend. And if I am acting from that place, maybe I am preventing that my friend gets in touch with a person that is more aligned with the help that she needs, or maybe I am preventing her that she gets to a crisis that is going to teach something. So every time that we are operating from love, we are really collaborating with all the people that are participating from the scene. And every time that we are operating from our ego because we are feeling guilty, maybe, we are not really collaborating with the other person too. So we have to remember this in order to let the guilt go away. And I think to act from love many times has to do with the fact that we have to ask for things. I think many times we take for granted, or we think that people has to accomplish certain expectations that we have of them because we would act that way, or we tell us that. So it's very important to ask, and to ask without expectation. As much as we have to give without expectation, I think it's important to ask for what we need, and to be very honest if we are asking for something that is vital for ourselves. I mean, if we really need it, if we really need that person to do that. And this is important because many times I think there are people that doesn't communicate, or doesn't ask for what they need because they feel that they are needy or something like that, and there is no such. I think it's very important to be in contact with our needs, and to communicate that to the people that we love. And if that person, it's very important to do it without expectation. But if I am in touch with a person that always says no, maybe I have to question myself why I am sustaining that relationship, because there is no balance in giving and receiving. So maybe I am projecting a wound in that person, and I'm holding on that relationship because I don't want to feel alone. So I think it's very important to stay to create this balance in giving and receiving, and this doesn't mean we have to measure every time what we are giving or what the other is giving. This is very important, because the more we detach from measuring the things we are giving, I think the more that come to us in unexpected ways. So other thing that is important, and it is linked with acting from love, is to give from a joyful place, to really feel joyful of the things that we are giving. Maybe because it is aligned to something that we really enjoy, or because we are really enjoying to give that thing or help with that thing to that person. So that's why I know I repeated this many times. It's very important to be aligned to our own purpose, because when we are in a job that is not aligned with our own soul, we are waiting, we are like watching the watch, and we are waiting for the moment that the day ends, and where we are when we are aligned to the things that we love, we are not measuring time, actually. Of course, it's important to get balance with that, and we cannot give all. We have to give energy for ourselves and for our own journey. So other thing that could come from a place of ego is to compromise myself with something that the initial intention is to only to give or to collaborate, and then let's put an example. Let's suppose that I commit myself to collaborate with the vegetable garden of the neighborhood, and I started to do it, and in the middle of the task I start to ask for the neighbors if they are going to give me money, or what can I gain about this. So that is like changing the game, and it's not aligned with what I say initially. So that is an action from the ego, and it's very important to stay committed with the things that we say. So I just wanted to give those explanations, because I think many times, how I said before, when we are really healing this in ourselves and we are getting more in touch with our own soul, people could perceive our actions as egoistical, and they are not. We are going to know inside if we are acting that way or no, or not. So I think it's very important to really detect these things in the process, because many times we are resistant to see them, because many times this leads to change our relationships with people and the way we are bonded with them. So I am ending the video here. Thank you, everyone, and see you in the next one. Ciao, ciao.